Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devoppsschool.com.
So if you see the code, what I'm doing, I'm injecting cargo event source here. Cargo event source is the interface which we described, right? And I am using that cargo event source got channel dot send. Here is logic to send a event. Okay, cargo routed event and cargo booked event, right? So that's it. Now let me go to the next step. Okay, now query services. We discussed about command services, query services. I have a class called as cargo booking query service. I'll paste it to here, query services. So this contains a logic to query the aggregate. Here we are injecting cargo repository, and this is returning list of cargoes or find all booking IDs, etc. Right? So this is a query service. This is also an application service, right? Command services. This is a command service, and this is a query service. Okay. Now inbound services. Inbound services act as outmost gateway for our core domain model. So inbound services are nothing but REST APIs, right? So, so first of all, let me copy these two classes. I'll explain you. Book cargo resource and route cargo resource. I'll paste it. I'll explain you. Yes. So these are classes, resource classes. As I told you, whenever somebody is making a REST API call, they'll post the data, right? They'll post the data. REST controller has to capture the data in a DTO or resource object. Book cargo resource. This is the object. Book cargo resource will contain the fields to capture the data coming from the REST API call. Similarly, for route cargo request, this is the resource object. Right. Now, we need to convert these resource objects to commands, right? Here is the classes. Let me just copy this to rest.transform. Yes. So don't worry, here a simple thing. This book cargo command DTO assembler. It has simple method which will take a resource object, convert it to command. Okay. This is a converter. Similarly, I have one more to convert the route cargo resource to route cargo command. Now comes the REST API, cargo booking controller, cargo routing controller. I'll copy both of these controllers into REST package. All right, both of this into REST package. Okay, actually, I'll move this to interface.rest. That package, I'll move it. Okay, so let me explain you here. This controller, this is an inbound service. Here I have a method which will handle post request for booking a cargo. It is taking the booking resource, right? Here it is using the converter to convert the resource object to a command object, and it is calling the command service. As I told you, explain you here, the REST controller will invoke my command service, which is an application service, right? This is a command service. This is changing the state of the aggregator, applying the handle commands, right? And invoking the outbound service repository in this case, right? So here I have a logic to handle. Similarly, for finding a cargo, it will take a booking ID, and here it is invoking query service. It's a query, right? Query service to fire a query and return you the cargo, right? So this is my controller for booking, and this is the one for routing. Yeah, here it is important. Here you can see route cargo. It is taking a route cargo resource, and here's the logic where I'm creating a command object for the resource. Here I'm calling the command service dot assign route to. Okay, now see here, assign route to, what it is doing here, assign route to, it is finding the cargo from the database. Then it is calling an external service. Here it is invoking the outbound service, external service. It is having a logic, as I showed you, to make a REST API call. It gets transit path, it will convert transit path to quaternary and give. So this is my command service, which is nothing but my application service, which is responsible for invoking the outbound service, and also if it requires it can fetch the data from repository. And then here you can see it is changing the state of the aggregate. Once it gets a command, it is applying the command on the cargo. Here is the assign route handler. It is taking the command and it is applying on the cargo, and cargo routed event is registered. Then once the cargo is saved, again the transaction is committed, the corresponding transaction listener will be executed, which will fire a query, which will fire an event, right? So these are the things. Now I want to use Swagger for generating the REST API documentation. So here, if you see my controllers, I have used Swagger API annotation. This is API belonging to io.swagger, and I have done some Swagger configuration so that I can use Swagger to generate the documentation. I have enabled Swagger 2, right? And here I define a Swagger docket bean. By configuring this, here I'm telling what is the base package for my controllers, REST controllers. Yes. So by configuring this, it will generate the Swagger documentation. So I am actually done with my booking application. And one more thing I want to show you, in my booking application, I'm using a database. And I'm using a in-memory database, H2. So if you see my pom.xml, I have added H2 database as dependency. This is an embedded database. And I'm using Spring Data JPA. So automatically a data source will be created for this H2, right? Yes, I'm using an in-memory database in this case. And here in application.yml, if you see, I have used spring.h2.console.enabled equals to true and path is equals to h2 console. So I'll be able to see my H2 database console by hitting on this /h2 console. And I'm generating a DDL. Automatic tables will be created based on my JPA annotations.
Hey viewers, our Mastery in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
So let me just run it first. So similar to how I have designed my booking application, similarly I have routing, handling, tracking. I'm not going to explain. Actually, the code is there. You'll be going through it when you do the exercise. So these all are the applications. Now I'm going to start my booking application. Let me start my booking application, and right now I will also start routing application. Okay, let it start. And I guess my RabbitMQ, is it up or not? Let me check. Oh, RabbitMQ is not running. Let me start it. Yes, it is running. Cargo routing started. Okay, it is trying to connect to RabbitMQ here. Just wait, I think RabbitMQ is yet to start. Yeah, it started. Now, my Tomcat for booking, it is started on 8081 and routing is started on 8082. So let me go to localhost 8081/H2 console. This will be the H2 UI. So I'll connect. Yep. Do you see that there is a table called as cargo? If I run now, there are no cargos. And leg, if I run, nothing. So database is empty, but tables are created. I don't have any cargo bookings yet, right? Okay. So now let me go to here again. My routing module is, let me show you. It also has H2 enabled, but routing module, as I told you, it internally manages voyages, the vehicle details from which location to which location they are going and all. It maintain the voyages. Right now, right now, I have created a SQL file where I'll hard code, where I'm hard coding, inserting some voyages, some journeys, and carrier moments. I'll show you. So if you know, in Spring, if you're having a file with name data.sql, it will be automatically created. It will be executed once the application starts. So these tables will be inserted with the data. So my routing module is running on 8082. Let me open the H2 console. Localhost 8082/H2-console. I will show you my database of routing. Here, if you see voyages, these are the 3 voyages which I hard coded. Normally, there will be a REST APIs through which voyage details will be stored in database. And here I hard coded. If I see carrier movements, see there is one carrier starting from departure is Bangalore, arrival is Pune on some date. Pune to Mumbai, Mumbai to Delhi. So some carriers I registered so that later I'll actually query to get an optimal route from Bangalore to Delhi. I'll get this itinerary. I just hard coded right now. So these are the tables. Now I'll go to localhost 8081 / swaggerui.html. For my booking application, this is Swagger UI generated. And in my booking application, how many controllers are there in my booking? If you see here REST, there are two controllers: cargo booking controller, cargo routing controller. In cargo booking controller, if you see, I have written API. The name is cargo booking controller. Okay. Let me see here. Are you seeing cargo booking commands? Endpoints for booking cargo and finding cargo. Is this the one tag is cargo booking commands? Endpoints for booking cargo and finding cargo. So based on this API annotation, automatically this is generated by Swagger. And I have two methods here. One is post for booking a cargo. One is get for finding the cargo. So here are the ones described. And for routing, there is one more controller, routing controller, which has a method called as route cargo. This is a cargo routing controller. Here inside this, there is only one endpoint, right? Now I want to book a cargo. So I want to make a post request. So I click on this. Here this Swagger is showing documentation. This is the JSON to be sent, example JSON to be sent for booking a cargo. So I'll click on try out. Here I have to give the JSON. So here I just copy paste this JSON which I have. I'll explain you. So I want to book a cargo from Bangalore is the origin location to Delhi and for some deadline and the booking amount. So if I click on execute, it will make a post request to /cargo booking where my controller will be executed. Execute. Oh, wait. Here you see that it has made a post request and I got success code 200. This is the response body. I got the booking ID. Now let me check the H2 console. Is there any cargo? Run. Yes, there is one cargo booked. Cargo booked. There's a booking amount, booking ID. And a lot of things are null. And what is the routing status? It is not yet routed. Origin is Bangalore and destination is Delhi. All this, right? So a cargo is created. Once a cargo is created, now I want to route it. The next one is routing, is it? So first of all, here you see on the console, once cargo is created, you can see published cargo booked event. Once a cargo is committed to database, what is happening? Once a cargo is committed, see here, this is a transactional listener, event listener. Here is the one printed, publishing. This is the one which we saw. Published cargo booked event with booking ID. So this got executed, and here it is sending a message to my RabbitMQ. Published an event, right? So once it is committed, then only it is published, right? Okay. So now let me do a routing. So here I have one more thing. Find cargo by booking ID. First of all, let me check. This is my booking ID, right? Copy this. Find a cargo. This will actually query, right? So try out. It records the booking ID. I'll paste this booking ID. Execute. Yeah. See, did I get the cargo object? 200 status code. Right now, observe. This is a cargo object. Right now, for the cargo, the itinerary is not created. Cargo is just booked. it is not yet routed, right? So you can see that itinerary is empty. Now the next step in my flow is what? To actually route. So here, if I click on post, try out, it is asking the booking ID for routing. I'll just paste it, execute.
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
So cargo got routed. Now let us see. Here select star from cargo, again I am running. Now do you see the routing status? Earlier it was not routed, now it is routed. So actually what happened, once I made a post request, the request came to this controller. Here this controller is taking the route cargo resource, converting it to command, and then calling application service. And here it is calling, making a call to external. This is calling a external service, that is the routing service, getting the itinerary, optimal itinerary. And then it is updating the cargo and saving to database. Right. So this is the logic. Now you understood how I design my booking application and how my booking application is making REST API calls to routing, how it is interacting, and how the events are getting published, right? This is one. So actually you will get confidence. Just a minute. Yeah. So actually you'll get confidence only if you go through this code. So I want you to actually open this document, DDD cargo tracker. It will take some half an hour or so. Just go through this document when I am there, because you might be getting some queries. When I am there, you can just go through this document and complete this exercise for today, which will give you confidence on how this is implemented. I have documented it very nicely. So I hope you have the link where I have given you yesterday. In that there is a document called as DDD cargo tracker, and here is a code where you have to copy paste in the same zip file. If you extract, you will have it. So I want you to go through this and complete it for today. Tomorrow we'll actually go on with Eureka, ribbon, and all those things tomorrow, right? So that's it. You can complete it. Actually, I think we have completed some 9 days. We are on track. Only 1 day of PCF is remaining. So we completed up to this part. We are on track according to our agenda. So go ahead, complete this exercise. Step by step, without completing this exercise, from tomorrow, you will not be able to execute the other exercises also. I want you to take some time and complete this. And here, if you don't have RabbitMQ on your machines, here I have given you the link to follow on how to install RabbitMQ on your machines, right? Just go through it step by step and complete this exercise. So I'm pasting this URL also on chat. And now if you have any doubts, others, you can keep on doing this exercise. We have half an hour. So on the topics so far we have completed. If we have any doubts, of course, we can utilize this half an hour to spend some queries, some time on your queries. And if you are not able to complete this exercise, I request you to complete this offline. By tomorrow, you complete this exercise, but we can now dedicate our time to any of the queries, or You can just work on this exercise. Yeah, I know DDD is a bit complex. Once you work on this, then only you'll get confidence. Yeah, any queries, let me know.
Shiva,
Yes, Srinivas, tell me.
it is regarding PCF. I don't know whether I heard, correctly or not, but I have a one basic question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
PCF actually we are doing, right? So, that is also Pivotal Cloud Foundry, and we are working on the Google Cloud platform, right?
That is infrastructure as service, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, infrastructure as a service. So that means the PCF can be installed on the AWS.
Yes, you can install any. See, actually,
So,
what PCF has a lot of VMs, right? Cells, controllers, all these VMs. Where do
okay,
you want these VMs to be created? PCF is nothing but a distributed software. So a software running on multiple virtual machines. You have software called as Cloud Controller. You have software called as BBS. All these are softwares. PCF is nothing but softwares. They should run on some infrastructure, some VMs. Where do you want these VMs to be created? You can have these VMs create on any of the infrastructure providers like Google Cloud or Azure or AWS, or in your data center. If you want, you can use vCenter or vSphere as your infrastructure provider. You can install Cloud Foundry on any of the infrastructure provider. You cannot install PCF on a single machine. You need multiple machines. Yes.
multiple
Now
VMs means like you're talking about the VMs.
VMs, yes.
Okay.
Multiple VMs. You
So,
cannot install without an infrastructure as service providers. Yeah.
so it is as per you, the Pivotal Cloud we can install on the Google Cloud or Amazon or any other private cloud or any other cloud.
Any infrastructure provider.
Okay. So that means if I need to know about their platform like Google Cloud also I should be aware of everything. Also AWS also I should be
No, no.
aware of. No need.
So there are
So
two roles: developer
okay.
and operator. Developer and an administrator and operator. So if you
Okay.
are an operator, you need to know about how to manage your infrastructure also. If you're an operator, but if you're a developer, you don't need to bother. You just need to know a couple of CF commands and how to operate on it.
Okay, that's all. As a developer, I just pushed my app, and anyway, so I can, make it to how many instances I want, how many memory I want, how much memory I want. I will do myself. So everything it will be taken care by the infrastructure. Either that could be a Google or AWS or private cloud. It could be anything. Is that correct?
Yes, if I am your PCF administrator or PCF operator, I
Okay.
should know. Suppose if I want to install on Google Cloud, I should be having basic knowledge on Google Cloud or Amazon or vSphere.
Okay, as
And
an administrator, you should know. Okay, as a developer, we don't need to.
organization, again, there are different kinds of administrator. One is the infrastructure administrator, and another is pivotal administrator. So a pivotal administrator need not totally know about the infrastructure. Suppose if I want to install Cloud Foundry on, say, my data center. So I am not an expert on vSphere. So I need some vSphere setup to be done by vSphere administrator. He will give me the vSphere setup, and on top of it, I will install PCF. Again, there are different roles.
Okay, so here without PCF also I can push my application to Google Cloud. Also I can push my application to.
Okay.
Without.
Wait. Suppose if you want to run your applications on Google Cloud.
Okay.
What you need to do? You need to create a VM first of all on Google Cloud.
Yes.
And in the VM, suppose if you want to run a Java application on that VM, you need to install Java, you need to install Tomcat, etc., etc. Copy your application, then create your application image, and then run that VM. Too much. You need to do all the low-level stuff.
Okay. Yes. Yes, that is true. Yeah.
But if you're using PCF, you just push it. It will create an application image and run it inside a container.
Okay.
But when you are working on infrastructure, you are running your application on a VM, which is heavyweight. It will consume a lot of resources. But if you are using PCF, you are deploying it on a container which is lightweight. That is the difference.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Okay, so the PCF is not specific to any platform. It could be run on any cloud infrastructure.
It will abstract you from the underlying infrastructure.
Okay, okay, I got it. So this is what I have a little bit doubt. So I'm clear now. Okay, so yeah, I was doing some lab exercise. So yeah, okay, thanks.
So in my labs, I have chosen Google Cloud to install PCF. I could use anything like Amazon Azure also.
Okay, yeah. So we can do on the private cloud or any specific organization. So for example, I have my organization, they are using the private cloud. So there also I can go ahead and do it, right?
Yeah, you are having your own cloud using vSphere.
That is the private cloud. That they separate cloud.
What tool are they actually managing the infrastructure? There should be some tool, right?
Yeah, that is their specific internal. I mean,
okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, wait. Again, there should be support from PCF for your cloud. PCF has support for various infrastructure services like vSphere, Google Cloud, Amazon, all this. But I'm not sure when you said it is private, there should be a CPI. You know, right? CPI. I told you when I'm talking about WASH. CPI is the one. Cloud interface is the one which will convert the request to cloud specific calls. So there should be CPI. There should be support from PCF for your own cloud. Otherwise, you cannot install on it.
Okay. So can you differentiate like how the OpenShift and the Pivotal Cloud?
Okay, very good question. So I told you, right? Suppose using Docker also you can create containers. But in Cloud Foundry, are we using Docker? What tool are we using for creating containers in Cloud Foundry?
In Cloud Foundry container, we are using. I will start with Garden.
So we are using Garden as a tool for creating containers in Cloud Foundry, but we can use Docker. And we also understood that Docker only is not sufficient. We need to use Kubernetes and Docker, right?
Okay.
But if I am using Kubernetes, I need to write a lot of configuration, like a lot of YAML files. What this OpenShift has done is, OpenShift is internally using Kubernetes and Docker and provide you similar services like PCF.
Okay, yes, this is what I want. Okay.
So OpenShift is internally using Kubernetes and Docker, but PCF is internally using Docker, and it is having its own orchestration. It is not even using Kubernetes.
But the functionality and everything is same, right? However, the Kubernetes.
Just like you do CF push,
okay,
everything will be deployed. Similarly, on OpenShift also, there will be some commands which a developer can just fire a command. Automatically, it will be deployed on Kubernetes. It can be scaled. The commands are different.
Okay.
Heroku is again another platform as service, very popular one.
So I mean, like the OpenShift or PCF, it is depends on the organization level, right? Their decision. Either they should go with OpenShift or PCF, but there is no recommendation, right? Is there any recommendation Like we can recommend this is the good one, or OpenShift or PCF?
So that depends upon the organization's decisions whether they want to go out. But see, OpenShift is from Red Hat. So if your organization is already having Red Hat related products, most probably they will go with Red Hat products like OpenShift. Like suppose if you are having, if you are using all VMware products, maybe you will go with PCF. Or again, that depends on various factors how they decide. But again, these are two similar technologies.
Okay, these are two. Okay, yes, yes. So both are giving the same functionality. The final outcome is same.
Finally, it will be a platform as a service. They're providing platform as a service. That's all.
Okay. So the Kubernetes and Docker you are explaining, I mean, I don't see any how you communicated the Kubernetes component and Docker component, and in the here also the PCF also Garden and another Docker. The
Garden,
Flow, I think.
PCF internally uses its own orchestration system. Here we have Converger, Auctioneer, right?
Correct. Yeah, yeah.
Auctioneer will actually take a decision where to run a container, right? And if any container crashes, Converger will restart it. Similar functionality of Auctioneer Converger is provided by Kubernetes. In Kubernetes master, there's a component called a scheduler, which will actually schedule the pods. Here, that same functionality is given by Auctioneer. And in Kubernetes, we have health monitor.
Okay, without Kubernetes, I cannot do?
No, see, in Cloud Foundry, Kubernetes is not used. In Cloud Foundry, it is using its own components like Auctioneer, Converger, etc. Whereas in Kubernetes, it's again a similar technology. Don't come. It's just for comparison.
Okay. Yes.
So in OpenShift, they are using Kubernetes. But in Cloud Foundry, we are not using Kubernetes. We don't need to know what is Kubernetes, what is Docker. But they are just similar technologies for comparison.
Okay. So I understand so where the terraforms came into the picture in this
Okay.
Oh, there I didn't get much knowledge on the terraform. I think 2 times only used the terraforms, then you downloaded and we imported, that's all. But I don't know what is the terraform. I'm hearing that word very
As a developer, we don't worry about all this. Suppose if I am an operator, I want to install Cloud Foundry on Google Cloud or AWS or anything. Let's say this is my Google Cloud.
Okay.
I want to install Cloud Foundry on this Google Cloud. So to install Cloud Foundry, actually we need to create a lot of VMs, right? So first of all, in any cloud, in any infrastructure provider, the first thing we need to do is we need to create networks, our own networks. Inside those networks, subnetworks, spanning across some regions, networks spanning across regions and zones. So we should decide in which region, which zone. I should create networks, subnetworks, and some DNS entries, some load balancers I need to create. All this stuff I should do, and then I should start creating the VMs. But it is too much. If I have to do all this manually, creating networks, subnetworks, and configuring zones, DNS, load balancers, firewalls, if I have to do all this, it will be too tedious. So what Cloud Foundry has done is it has given us a template called as Terraform template. Terraform is a tool which can automate the infrastructure related stuff. So what I have to do is on my laptop or anything, I need to install Terraform. I need to download Terraform templates given by PCF, and then apply the Terraform templates. So before applying, I need to tell what is the credential to connect to my G Cloud, my account, Google Cloud account. I need to give all the credentials. Then once I apply Terraform templates, this Terraform will automate the creation of networks, subnetworks, load balancers, all this, and also will create a VM where I have operations manager. Operations manager. This VM also will be created by Terraform. So operations manager will be created on Google Cloud. Then what? Using this operations manager, we created one more VM which contains Bosch. And then using Bosch VM, I create all the other VMs of Cloud Foundry. That's how an operator will install Cloud Foundry. And
okay,
Bosch will contain something called a CPI, which will talk to the cloud provider. So Bosch is cloud dependent. Suppose if you want to install Cloud Foundry on AWS, right? You need to install Bosch for AWS. So this Bosch will contain CPI, AWS CPI, which knows how to interact with AWS infrastructure cloud, right? So this is the Bosch will differ for your installation based on your infrastructure provider.
Okay. Yes. So what I understand from the Terraform is basically it is a template which we need to input all the details so that it will generate all the infrastructure for us. Is that correct?
Exactly. Whatever we need to do on infrastructure provider, like creation of networks, firewalls, load balancers, DNS entries, all these are automated using Terraform.
Okay, so the Terraform
provides templates for AWS, separate templates for AWS, separate templates for GCP, separate templates for Azure. So these templates are provided. So you just need to download the corresponding templates, configure them, and apply it.
Okay, Terraform is provided by PCF.
Cloud Foundry.
Yes. So the Terraform we can use if I wanted to do for the Google or Amazon or any other cloud, with that respect to Terraform, I have to fill it and execute it. That's all. Then it will make it at all.
Correct. And that is the responsibility of your operator, not a developer. For installation. Yeah.
So, okay.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.